today on 15 on 15.
At ATA's Business Mixer, all the outstanding tourism numbers from 2014 were revealed. Plus, biking at night has never been safer with the invention of life paint. And ATV's Trend Alert celebrates 11 years. For the occasion, we speak with Tessa Peters. Hi everyone, I'm Yentl Lieuw. Thank you for joining us. At the recent Aruba Tourism Authority Business Mixer, stakeholders took part in reflecting the year 2014. When it comes to tourism, goals were reached, awards were given to the island, and Aruba saw some outstanding numbers. Aruba had 1,007,000 stayover arrivals in 2014, a 20% increase in RevPAR, and up to the third quarter of last year, there was an increase of 7% in tourism receipts. The director of Aruba Tourism Authority says that's not all.
An airlift with an average load factor of 80% last year also saw an increase of 7% in overall seat capacity as compared to the year before. In regards to cruise tourism arrivals, we saw a decline of 3% on the other hand. Besides several marketing awards last year, besides several industry recognitions as a tourist office, and I'm sure besides several awards that have been granted to you last year, there is one award which is noteworthy to highlight, and that is the fact that we were honored recently with the National Geographic World Legacy Award for Destination Leadership.
Ms. Cruz goes on to say the National Geographic Award is a high honor in which the island should see as a motivator to continue towards the direction of a leadership that is sustainable in tourism. Representatives from all aspects regarding tourism on the island were present at the ATA Business Mixer. The objective of the event is to accurately inform power players within the industry of Aruba's performance in 2014. The Minister of Tourism, Amar Odeber, was impressed with what the island was able to accomplish last year.
Milestones were achieved. We received our 1 millionth visitor last year. We surpassed our growth objective in stayover tourism arrivals. We surpassed RevPAR objectives with double digits instead of the 9%. We grew substantially in ADR and occupancy percentage and are on a very good path with our tourism receipts.
With that said, the Ministry of Tourism is not finished expanding and enhancing the island. St. Nicholas will be a core focus this year.
We are moving forward with progress in developing Pariba de Brug and St. Nicholas, both on the cultural as the tourism front. With Bahia Principe and Zoetry, we will create new products to further expand our tourism base. I'm extremely excited because there is a positive movement taking place in this part of the island. Local investors are recognizing the potential of St. Nicholas, and soon things will start materializing. I encourage you to become part of this movement.
Aruba Tourism Authority has executed a new marketing strategy.
This new expanded scope will be led by a new unit, ATA's Destination Services Unit. And we started by launching several new projects last year. We launched the Happy Information Officers, which is basically a team of people equipped with their iPads, ready to assist the visitors in several areas which are busy on the island. We also were improving and introducing new information signs and directories very soon, but also looking at the provision of free Wi-Fi at key touristic locations, which we believe is very important.
Tourism accounts for 84% of Aruba's GDP and 86% of total employment. Therefore, it is an industry that needs to be protected. ATA is aware the Venezuelan market cannot be depended on. Therefore, diversification remains a priority.
We will continue to monitor the Venezuelan market, making sure that any risk of this volatile market, that we are prepared to mitigate any risks that could impact our tourism industry, and we will continue to play an integral role in respect to other projects which are important for the continuity of our tourism industry.
Furthermore, ATA will be taking over the tourism certification program this year. As well, they will be launching an island-wide tourism awareness program with the goal to create hospitality workers to provide high-level quality service. During Ronella's address, she goes on to say that each citizen on the island has the role to play to maintain Aruba as the happy destination so many tourists have come to know and love. We'll be right back. Stay with us. After the break, we'll tell you how you can eat whatever you want without it having to impact your body. Welcome back to the break. You are watching 15 on 15. Going for a bike ride in the night can be dangerous for the cyclists since drivers can miss the bikers in the dark. But now a new product has been invented to keep both the drivers and cyclists safe. During the evenings, bike riders generally have lights on them or they wear bright clothing to be as visible as possible to drivers. However, accidents still happen at night. Introducing Life Paint. It is a unique spray paint that when applied to the surface, the reflective particles will stick together with a special adhesive, making it invisible by day but becomes highly reflective in the flare of car headlights at night. The purpose of Life Paint is to protect cyclists. Life Paint makes it hard for drivers to miss bikers. It essentially screams out for drivers to watch out. The paint can be applied to bicycles, helmets, and backpacks. Believe it or not, a car company actually came up with Life Paint. Volvo says they believe the best way to survive a crash is not to crash, so preventative measure is key here. Moving right along, many people have trouble getting enough sleep. But who knew sleeping too much is bad for you too? We all know getting too little sleep is bad. You feel tired, you may be irritable, and it can contribute to obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease. But then there is also too much sleep you have to worry about. Although you don't often hear people complaining about it too much. A research was carried out over the past 10 years, and it appears to show that adults who usually sleep for less than 6 hours or more than 8 are at risk of dying earlier than those who sleep for between 6 to 8 hours. To put it more scientifically for you, there is a gradual increase in mortality risk for those who fall outside the 6 to 8 hour band. So 7 is the magic number here. Now I've got the answer to how you can eat whatever you want without worrying about it. Here's what you gotta do. If you want to eat this fatty food right here without it impacting your physique, there is a way. All you do is schedule a quick hardcore workout an hour before digging in. The trick worked like a charm in clinical testing when 20 people who did just 8 minutes of high-intensity cycling an hour before eating a high-fat milkshake were less affected by the fat for up to 3 hours after eating than people who did 25 minutes of moderate-intensity cycling before knocking back the same treat. Every time you eat a high-fat meal, your blood vessels sort of freak out in a way that impairs blood flow. Sounds pretty fair. Work out super intensely for about 8 minutes to indulge in something super yummy. Let's take a very quick break. Here's what's coming up next for you. When we come back, how the concept of Trend Alert got started, the highs and lows of the program for the past 11 years, and Tessa reveals the secret to the success of the show. Coming up next. ATV is celebrating a milestone this week. One of the most syndicated and fashion-forward programs on the island has marked 11 years of being on air. Tessa Peters has been the executive producer and the face of Trend Alert for 11 years and counting. She says it's always a challenge to remain relevant to captivate viewers for longer than a decade. More importantly, as a producer and host, Tessa has learned many things, one of them being, in order to success, you should never become complacent.
That you need to work your butt off, basically. That's the most important thing. Not always be too comfortable. It's good to be comfortable in front of the screen, but you still need to always be on your toes. Know when to, shift gears, know when to change the look, change a little bit of the style, do research. You know, the things we take for granted when you have success. And in 10 years, it's easy to get very comfortable in your shoes because the people like the formula, but you need to know when to start shifting and changing. That's the one thing we've done, though, throughout the years. We always make sure that after a few years, we change some stuff around, but always trying to hold on to what's the core of the success of the business.
Trend Alert has gone through several looks over the past 11 years. The highs and the lows all came down to staff members, she says. It is tough to go through a turnover of a team member, but also a great feeling when the people you work with becomes family. Trend Alert has been able to maintain its time slot and presence on the air because clients see results.
We know it works because we have advertisers that have been with us on board for 11 years. And we don't do it because they think we're so nice or because it's so fun working with us. They do it because it works. And they can measure it usually the same weekend. So the program airs on Thursday, say Friday, Saturday. It's on. Whatever they've seen in the show, they want to come by.
Ms. Peters started the show with the merchants and the busy shoppers in mind.
Usually people don't have the budget to make a commercial for everything they want to sell. And this program started with that concept in mind, thinking about the fact that if you have a new stock in store, you're not going to make a new commercial for every stock you have. The commercial is great for branding, it's for letting people know what you do. But if you want to sell the week-to-week or month-to-month stock you have, you need to have an infomercial. And that's how it started. And I thought about it the other way around as well. When you're younger, you have more time, you want to walk into the main street, look for stuff, and then you'll buy stuff. But then as you grow up and you're busy like I am, who has time to go walking around and window shopping or actually just walking store to store to find something you're looking for or something you think you might want to give as a gift? So that's when the concept got started, just to make the shopper's life easier and make the advertiser's life easier by showing exactly what they have and what you need in 1/2 hour.
A big pa-bien goes out to Tessa and her team in marking the 11th anniversary of Trend Alert. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful and happy Easter with you and your family. Join us after the long weekend for a new edition of 15 on 15. We'll see you then.